Internet, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody, and this is the Christian News Show we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays with geeksondergrace.com. And we're going to start the day with a little bit of TV news. We've talked quite a bit in the past about Mark Burnett and Armour Downey. This is the couple that did the Bible TV series, and I think they called the New Testament The Bible Continues. Both got really great reviews. They also did Ben-Hur, which didn't have that great of reviews. Well, now they're working on a TV show called Messiah, and it's very much in its beginning phases. The couple say they plan to set it in the modern day, and it would share the world's reaction to Jesus Christ's miraculous actions in the Middle East. And so I'm definitely a little confused. It sounds super vague. I think what they're saying here is that they're going to pretend that Jesus didn't exist, and that, like, what if Jesus came now instead of before, which is definitely interesting, but American culture is so much based on Christianity. I wonder how all that will work. After the Bible TV series, though, I definitely keep my eyes open when I hear about these guys, so I'm very interested what they'll do with it. It also should be noted that they're planning on putting it on Netflix, so that's kind of cool, and definitely makes me wonder where this is going to stand as far as MPAA rating. Our next story is one that I didn't realize was a problem, but it makes sense that it is. When you think about arranged marriages, you usually think about like third world countries or ancient times. When I hear an arranged marriage, I definitely don't think of the United States. But there is actually this epidemic of child marriages in the United States, and I had to look into this because I was like, this can't be legal. And so what I've read is that child marriages are allowed in most states as long as the child is 16 years old or older. And that's not a problem within itself. The problem is these being forced upon children. Now, legally, you can't force a child to marry somebody if they are not consenting. But what's happening is you have these kids that are incredibly abused, and then they're told, you are going to marry this person, you don't have a choice, and they feel like they're going to die if they don't. And that may sound like an extreme, but it is a very stuck situation. And so there's this organization that is trying to bring this to light. They are called Unchained at Last, and they're actually fighting against this kind of stuff. It's crazy though, because some of the stories are actually of like 18 or 19-year-olds where it's not a child marriage anymore, but they have been so abused, and so they are forced into being married, basically. Psychologically, at least. So yeah, I just found this out today, just read about it. Again, they're called Unchained at Last. If you want to go check it out, find out more information. And obviously, prayers out to everyone involved. I mean, these are little kids. They're not children, but they're 16 years old, and they feel like they have to do these marriages. It's kind of terrible, especially since a lot of them are actually from Christian families where they're just uber conservative, and so this is kind of the result of it. And our final story of the day is about the Supreme Court and a case that's going on there. It's a little murky, and I like that because I feel like we can have some discussion here because of it. So if you are an employee at a hospital, you should be getting a pension. In fact, there is a federal law that protects that. But there are a lot of hospitals out there that are religiously affiliated, and so they do not have to do that because of the nonprofit status. And so because of this, you have a lot of employees that are now suing all of these religious hospitals because they should be getting these pensions, but the religious institutes are like, no, we're a nonprofit, we don't have to do that. And so the Supreme Court has to figure out whether or not these employees are entitled to these pensions or not. And it's interesting, I'm super torn on this because I think that the employees should get their pensions. I mean, they should just have that right. That's a lot of money going into the pockets of people who don't have that money. On the other hand, we're talking about these religious institutions losing millions of dollars because of this. Now, the libertarian in me says the hospital should decide whether or not they're going to give the pensions, and then the employees can choose for themselves whether or not they want to work there. But I don't know, it's really interesting to me. So do you think that these religious hospitals should be able to keep the money that they planned on keeping, or do you think that the employees are entitled to these pensions just like any other hospital? Does a religious hospital constitute as a religious organization, a church? I'd love to see what you guys have to say, so please leave your comment in the comment section down below with your answer. Don't know what I'm doing with my hands, but do I ever? And as always, make sure you check out geeksondergrace.com for more geeky content. My name's Cody Armour, bringing you Christian news in a not-so-boring kind of way every Tuesday and Thursday. In closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray, and to everybody that subscribe, I'll see you guys later, and God bless.